Hey guys, so I was inspired to share something with you. Something so powerful that, I literally just got out the shower, put some clothes on, and I was like, I gotta record before my friend comes back. So, recently, a friend of mine, another friend of mine, contacted me that she was feeling down. And she is going through a very rough situation. Um, and I feel like it's always hard to see the perspective and the blessing when you're going through it. Um, so I was sharing with her. She also deals with anxiety, which is something I deal with, or I used to deal with more frequently. Now, not so much, but I know what it's like to be in that state. So she was asking me kind of like what I did to combat this anxiety and just kind of get to a place of more relaxation and positivity. And I gave her some tips. I shared in a previous video some tips. For example, if you find that you're in bed and you have a hard time getting to sleep because your mind is just going through a million and one things, try counting. I count with every breath. So I take a deep breath and then I count. So that's one breath. So with every deep breath I count in my mind. So I'm not rushing through the counting. That's not going to help. It has to be very slow and steady. So you're going to find that your breath is going to calm down more. And the counting helps to focus on one thing rather than focus on a million things. So try that if you're having a hard time sleeping. You could even try that awake if you just want to find yourself in a more relaxed state. Try counting. I usually count from 1 to 10 and then 10 to 1 and I keep going. Sometimes if I'm having a really rough time, I count to 100. And I find that when I'm getting sleepy, I lose track of the number, so I start over, and that helps me really get into that sleep zone. So something like that, or going for a walk, being out in nature helps so much when you're dealing with stress and anxiety. Being in the sun, one of the reasons why I moved to California was I felt like to be closer to the sun, be closer to nature. You don't get a lot of that in big cities, especially like within New York City. There are parks and places that you can go to, but when I'm in California, no matter where I am, well, except for Los Angeles, but that's another point. But I feel like for the most part, no matter where I am, there's nature all around me. So it's not something where I have to go to nature. Nature is all around me already. So being out in nature, being outside, taking that fresh air, it really helps. So those are just some tips if you are going through a challenging time. Something else I wanted to share with you. So after I shared all these tips with my friend, she still was like, I've tried these things and I tried a million things and nothing is working and I'm still stressed and, I just don't know what to do. I feel like I'm drowning. That's what she said. And I'm like, you know what? Allow yourself to drown. Allow yourself to drown. When you feel like you're dying, when you feel like you're breaking inside, allow yourself to shatter. I think oftentimes we're taught to see the silver lining, be positive, pop a pill, do whatever you need to do to not feel the pain. And while, yes, I firmly believe that you should still try to see the silver lining, you should still try to focus on seeing the blessing, being grateful for whatever you can within that situation. I know that sometimes you just can't get to that state of mind, that you're just in this dark place and you just don't see the way out. And so I know what it's like to be in that place. And I know that there's nothing that anyone can do or say to get you out of that. You have to bring yourself out of that. So my advice to you is when you're going through it, if you feel like you're dying, then allow yourself to die. Now, obviously, I don't mean this physically, in the physical sense. If you feel like any kind of physical, intense pain in your body, then absolutely get immediate attention. What I mean is if you're feeling something emotional that you cannot explain, you can't really put into words, but it's a pain that's there, then that's where you have to allow yourself, even if it feels like you're dying, allow yourself to die, allow yourself to receive and be in that pain. Throw yourself a pity party. Do whatever you have to do to wallow, to feel that intensity of the pain. I say this because a lot of times you're feeling that way in that pain because there's a lesson to be learned. And if you're going through something, if you keep going through the same cycles over and over and you keep experiencing that pain due to whatever it is that you're going through, maybe you find yourself in bad relationships or you've made bad choices with money, there's something that leads you up to it and it's the same lesson over and over. So allow yourself with every painful moment in your life, every dark moment in your life, to try to understand what is happening, why it's happening, and what lesson can be learned. Because believe it or not, guys, if you don't learn a lesson, you're going to keep repeating it until you do learn it. Where we live in a cyclical, is that how you say it? Cyclical? In cycles. And so we're going to keep repeating. It's like that movie Groundhog Day. We're going to keep repeating things until we learn what the lesson is. And we may learn it in different ways, or we may experience the lesson in different ways, but it's still the same lesson. So in order for you to understand what the lesson is and what's going on, you have to allow yourself to receive that pain, to understand that pain. And some of you may be thinking, oh, you've never felt the pain that I felt. And you're right, like everybody has their own levels of intensity and pain that they feel. But I'll be honest with you, I've had moments in my life, various moments, where I've wanted to actually die, when I actually wanted to kill myself and commit suicide. And I say this and being honest and intimate with you guys because I have felt those moments where I have found myself in no way out, and where I felt like nothing is changing, nothing is happening, where literally I just felt like I was dying. In those moments, thank God that I've always, even though I can't see the silver lining or the lesson, I actually take a step back. My method in a way for dealing with that intensity is kind of shutting down. And actually that's been such a blessing for me that I have learned that on my own. And for example, I'll take a nap or go to bed. And even if I'm crying myself to sleep, it's great because it's releasing it from my body. You don't want to hold on to that pain. If you don't allow yourself to release it, to feel it, then it's not going to be released. Okay? The more you try to suppress it, the more it's going to come back and with a vengeance. So allow yourself to drown in it. Allow yourself to die in it. Allow yourself to shatter in it. Give yourself that opportunity to feel that intensity. And obviously you don't need to be in it, for the rest of your life. For those of you who may have experienced intense pain in other times of your life, think about what has happened after that pain. You've gotten through it. Things did get better. And so I always go back to that thinking, you know what? I've been through other situations, maybe not as bad as this, but I have felt that pain, and guess what? I have always gotten through it, and I'm still here, thank God, and with every challenge, I'm stronger. I feel like I'm wiser. I learn more. I'm able to see things more and understand things more, and that's why I want to share these things with you guys. I feel like I have lived through a lifetime of pain that I have caused myself, because believe it or not, guys, whatever it is you're going through is an illusion. And I know you're like, well, but how can I, how is it an illusion when I'm feeling it, when I'm experiencing it? I say that because the situation that's happening, you're only perceiving it a certain way, and you're reacting. Whatever you're experiencing is your reaction to what is happening. And that's why you see that people, some people who have maybe mastered their emotions, people who are like motivational speakers, who are thought leaders, who are spiritual leaders in our communities. These are some of the tips they share with us, like what I'm sharing with you now, because they have been through that intense pain, and now they are seeing things with a different perspective. So when they're going through that intensity, it's kind of like almost like they're like, okay, no big deal, because they have surpassed so many levels. And so they tell us these things, and that's why you see that some people are able to bounce back quicker or see the positive, see the silver lining. Maybe they have been through intensity before, and now with every level, they have basically, I mean, if you think about it like a video game, they've reached a higher level, a master level, of understanding their pain. So it's not just like, how much pain can I take? No, it's not about the pain. It's about how you're reacting to the pain and what you're doing in those moments of pain and deep sorrow and grief and breaking and shattering. What is it that you're doing? Are you trying to suppress it? Are you trying to experience it? In what ways are you trying to experience it? Because you may feel like you are experiencing it, but you're not. So like, if you're still feeling pain, but you're like I said, taking medication, or maybe you're drinking alcohol, or, try to observe yourself in those moments of pain, and how is it that you're actually dealing with it. So, believe it or not, there was a moment in my life where, and that I always remember back to, because it was such a beautiful moment. So, just to give you a little background, in a family member's apartment, there used to be a radio that would randomly turn on by itself. And it was plugged in, but we would turn it off, turn the button off, and it would sporadically turn on, and we thought, okay, maybe it's on a timer, but there was really no rhyme or reason to when it turned on. So we thought, okay, maybe the button's like loose or something, so whatever, we just kind of dismissed it. So there was one day where I was in this family member's house by myself, and I was experiencing that deep pain and sorrow, and I was just crying, and I was just so uncertain, and I really saw no way out. And the radio turned on its own, and the song that was playing was Wilson Phillips' Hold On. So hold on for one more day. So which is one of the songs that I love. So when I heard that song, at first it was just like, oh, the radio's turned on, so it kind of startled me. But then when I heard the words in the song, I was like, oh shit, like I feel like God's speaking through me in this moment. And it was one of those like miraculous moments that helped kind of pull me out of that, like, oh shit. And so I remember that moment every time I'm going through it, and I always sing that song in my head, hold on for one more day, because I'm still here. Because I chose to keep holding on. And I swear to you guys, every single time, whatever it is you're going through, the next day will always be better than the last. In some way, maybe you cry a little less. Maybe you see something that makes you laugh. Maybe you start to notice the signs that you're being sent, the guidance that you're being sent. Things always get better. And it's really up to you to perceive that and be willing to see that it is getting better. So, let me just leave you with this. Allow yourself to go through that metamorphosis, to go through that change. I think one of the most beautiful aspects of nature that God has left us is the transformation from caterpillar to butterfly. The fact that in order to emerge, you have to fight your way through that cocoon. And so it's kind of like the same thing when we're going through these moments and we're fighting our way through. We feel like we're fighting. You are fighting through that change. You are fighting to get through and to that next stage in your life. So that's why I kind of like to take a step back and look at the bigger picture, because maybe what you're experiencing is also a change. Change is always challenging. Even the great change there's always going to be some challenge, because it's going to take you out of your comfort zone. And so whatever it is you're going through, just think about it like that. Like you're going through a beautiful blessing, a beautiful change. And if you hold on for one more day, tomorrow will be better than the last. So just wanted to share that with you guys. And hang in there for those of you who are experiencing those challenges. Remember that it will get better. And reach out if you need help. I know how hard it is to ask for help, but trust me when I tell you, people are willing to help you. You may feel like you have nobody out in your life, nobody at all. And trust me when I tell you, somebody will be willing to help you if you just reach out. One of the easiest things to do, in my opinion, is post something up on social media. I need help. And you will see someone will come through for you. Even if it's just with words of wisdom, guidance, advice, a song, whatever it is. Someone will come through. You are not alone. Okay, so just be willing to accept and receive the help, even if it comes in unexpected ways. Okay, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm still in Corona. Today is Saturday, September 17th, 2016, and I'm still working on a few things just for, sharing a few little updates. I just washed my hair, which was really dry, and yeah. I'm going through my own change physically, and I gotta go through some things. So I need to update a few things. So Thank you guys so much for tuning in and everything. Remember, please don't share these videos through social media, but feel free to share my profile page, my main profile page, and that way people can see the intro video. Thank you guys for watching, and I love you. Bye.